Well, I needed to make some 1/4-inch dowels to put in as pegs into the carcass after it was glued up. So I cut some 1/4-inch cherry. You can see here it's 1/4 by 1/4, and this one's already cut off, but I whittled it down to make it a little bit narrower, and then I can shove it in the pencil sharpener and get a little point on it so that it fits into the hole. And then with a drill, this end is clamped in the drill. You can push it as it's spinning around down through the dowel plate. This is a Nielsen dowel plate, and that'll work. But it does create a rather rough pegs, rough dowels. So I have this device that I made here for making dowels, and it's an old spoke shave blade that's at an angle and nice and sharp, and then if you drill a 3/4-inch hole just so right at the edge, so that the 1/4-inch as it comes out this side is exactly a 1/4-inch, and on this side it's wider and larger, so that you can start the dowel into it, again spinning it with a drill, and you push it through and it just shaves it off just like a pencil sharpener. And this makes nice smooth dowels, and it doesn't take too much to set that up. I've done 3/4, 5/8, and 1/4-inch, and with some success. So that's 2 ways of making dowels. Well, I'm putting in the pegs now. You can see I've got one here, there's one in here, and there's 2 in the back there. And the way I've been doing it, I made some dowels out of cherry, 1/4-inch, and I drilled a 1/4-inch hole there that's 1 1/4 inches deep, and we got some glue sitting here. I put a little glue on the end of it and get it started in there. Most of it squeezes out anyway, and then just pound it home till it stops, and then I'll pare that off later, saw it and pare it off later, and then finish it flush. So I'm working my way around the chest. Well, today is milling day. I'm milling up some white pine for the drawer sides and back. I need obviously 12 sides and 6 backs. So the backs are going to be 1/2 inch thick, and the sides are going to be 3/8, a little more than 3/8 of an inch thick. So I've got some white pine that I've milled down to size. Now it's got to be ripped, because the sides are 3 3/4 inch high, as well as the backs. So along with the other milling that I'm doing today, I milled up some 1/2 inch stock for the bottoms, and I'm gluing it up here so that it's 16 inches wide, because the bottoms, the grain runs across the width of the drawer. So I've got a couple of panels here, and it's got the weights on it to try and keep it flat. Well, I'm starting to dovetail the drawers together now. So I always do it the same way. I set up the drawer and I mark it on the inside 1, 2, 3, and 4 in each of the associated corners there. And since they're marked at the top, I know which is the top edge and which is the bottom, of course. So then I mark how deep the dovetails need to be, and for that I use these wheel cutters, I guess. They are from Lee Valley. I like them real well. And I have 2 of them and one old one here, and there's 3 different marks that need to be made, since I'm cutting a 5/8 inch dovetail here, I get a hold of the side and mark it out with the cutter. We're we need to do a 1/2 inch dovetail back there to match the 1/2 inch stock. So I've got another one that's set at a 1/2 inch. And then on the back one, you need one that's the thickness of the side. So I use this one to mark out that. So once the lines are scribed on there, we're ready to put them together. I put them together with the numbers facing them, and then you can lay out the dovetails and saw them out at the same time. So as long as they're squared away, so we've got our line in there, and I pretty much do it the same way all the time. There are methods for deciding to divide them up, but I kind of do it somewhat arbitrary. You want to leave a good 1/2 inch, so I've got a 1/2 inch plus maybe a 32nd there, and that's for the 1/4 inch on the bottom, and then the 1/4 inch groove that the bottom is going to fit into. At the top, we start out with a pin up here, and I always start with 3/8 of an inch there. Then, since this is a relatively small drawer, I arbitrarily pick 3/4 of an inch for the tail size, and then a 1/4 inch for the pins. So you got 3/4, 1/4, 3/4, 1/4, and 3/4, and guess what? It comes out to 3 3/4 inches. So that's a pretty good lineup. And then it's a matter of I make the marks across where I want to make the cuts. Tails are pretty easy to cut because you can go right through the lines. It's the pins that you got to watch out for. They need to be matched. Now I can make the lines down here if I wish. There, you can see they're marked a little bit. I could mark them all the way down to the scribe line if I wish, but really once you get going on the line, it's pretty easy to follow. And this is set at what I consider a standard. This is at 15 degrees, 14.5, whatever. And that makes a good slope for these. These is, of course, pine. So now to cut them out, and I would like it lower. You know, this is too high for me for a cutting angle. So I'm going to mount my other bench or vise across here, and then we'll do some sawing. Well, I put them in my moccasin, which is lower, and it's the right height for me to saw it with between my arm and back, and we'll try not to get in the way too much so you can see a little bit, but it's just a matter of following the line and then stopping when we get to the scribe line that we put in there. So we'll cut out the others and turn it around, cut the other side out, and then we'll chop them out.